That gelt was okay.
I'm ready. I just smoked.
We're excited hunting with passion is kicking off in a good year.
Well, it is 5:30, a little later than I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave at like 5:15, but doesn't always go that way, I guess. But a lot of things aren't going this way this morning. The plan was to go to the creek bottom, because that's where I've been having bucks in daylight at like noon and 3 o'clock. But last night, my cornfield food plot camera that has been silent for many weeks now was going off like crazy. I must have had a hot doe come in. That's what it looked like in the first round of pictures at like 10. And huge monster bucks were hitting it all night long, that trail. So, plus I'm getting a west wind, which doesn't help me on the creek bottom because that's blowing right into the bedding area where the does are at. So, I'm going to the food plot in the cornfield, near the cornfield. That's the plan for this morning, at least 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I may switch up and go to the bottom and sit there for the evening. But my gut last night was telling me go to the creek bottom still, and then I got up this morning and saw all those huge bucks on camera. So, leaving a little later than I wanted to, but I should be getting there right as it's getting light. So, you know, if one happens to walk by me, I should be able to sling an arrow if it's light enough. So, we're gonna do our best to get there as quick and quiet as possible. But my prayer today is kind of like what Mel Gibson said in The Old Patriot: Lord, make me fast and accurate. So, may get it on camera, may not. Right now, it's all about killing. So, we're super pumped. Jeremiah killed a nice one, his biggest buck in archery last night. So, let's try to make it 2 for 2. I want to make it 3 for 3. Trump was president this week, so that'd be awesome. Alright, so I'm headed to the tree. Finally got set up. I've been kind of curious why I haven't had as many deer on camera up here in the cornfield. Now I know why. They move trails. Like I said earlier, around 10 o'clock, 10:30 last night, I had to come through. I guess you're coming. I gotta go. No freaking way. No freaking way. Oh my gosh. I just shot the biggest buck of my life.
It was a wild ride. He's not down here. He's not down here. I know I hit him because he fell. I don't know how good I hit him. This is wild. First shot, he was like 45 yards. And I overshot him. I'm pretty sure I overshot him. And then I drilled him at 40 yards, baby. I don't know how good the shot is, but I know I hit him. I gotta give it a little bit, because I don't even really know how good the shot was. But I'm out of arrows. So, I got in here about 6-ish, 6:15-ish. And, I sat here for a little bit, and I heard leaves rustle. I was like, oh, it's probably a bunch of does. No, there's this massive 6-point that I've been seeing. And he's walking through the woods, scratching on everything, licking every branch like he's the big hoss. And he got about 42 yards away, and I drew back on him. He wasn't even paying it, had no idea I was here. And I let one sling, and it either went low or went high, I couldn't tell. And it scared him a little bit, but not enough for him to be freaking out. And he went forward about 10 steps. Sorry, the camera's shaking. I'm still worked up. And well, then he kept coming towards me, and he got about 30 yards away. So I was gonna squeeze an arrow between these two tree branches, and the branch hit one, and it in that tree right there. That one right there, that green thing. And that set the deer off a little bit. It really scared him. So he backed up to about 40 again and went behind a tree. And I had one last arrow. I held my breath, steadied my shot, took aim at about 40. I didn't have time to range. I knew it's about 40, and just let her fly. And he ducked right into it and fell down, and then ran down the hill. He acted like he was hurt. If I had my big camera running, I could have seen, but we didn't have time for that. I just had the GoPro running. I think it went into the shoulder. I couldn't tell. But I'm not worried about the shoulder shot because I was shooting 150 grain. 150 grain grizzlies. So I'm gonna give him some time, maybe an hour or two, because it was a big bodied deer. But I'm gonna give him some time, and I'll probably give it about an hour or two, maybe 3, because I don't know how good the hit was. I don't want to jump him, but fingers crossed. We'll stay tuned and just enjoy the morning without any errors. See if anything else comes by. Alright, so those bucks finally cleared out of here. I'm gonna go see if I have blood. Oh, let's pray that we do. Okay, well, an arrow. Nice. I don't know if that's coming out or not. No, it's coming out pretty good actually. Sweet. Seems to be in pretty good still condition. No blood on that one, obviously. These are baby blood. First shot him. Yeah, I shot him. So there's my stand right there. And I shot him. Oh baby, it's got blood on it. Yes, sir. There's blood right there. There's blood right there. No freaking way I actually hit him. I can't believe that. Guys, I'm so pumped. Well, I looked around the spot where I killed the deer. Shot the deer. I'm pretty sure it was a clean pass through. He probably didn't go far, but I'm not risking it. There was blood everywhere where he fell. Not a lot of blood on the fletching. A lot of hair and a lot of blood on the bottom of the arrow, so it definitely was a clean pass through. I've been advised by a lot of my friends that have killed deer, and especially since I didn't see a drop, to give it some time. So it is 8:38 now, so it has been an hour and 40 minutes. So I'm gonna go fill up with gas, and then I'm gonna go back in and try to track this thing. Hopefully we can get on him. I really hope so, man. It was a dandy of a buck, let me tell you. He had a big old body on him. He came in like he owned the place. I just keep laughing at myself because I was like, how did I miss 3 times? The first time, I was a little antsy, and I was in kill mode pretty much. I had been, Indiana was a rough trip. But I didn't freeze up this time. I was like, I'm gonna kill this deer. And I didn't have time to range. I had ranged like a little bit before he showed up. And I was like, okay, he's right around 40. And I guess I just didn't pull it high enough maybe. Second shot, I'm glad I didn't get that on film. That was a complete joke. I shot at him the first time, and it scared him a little bit, but not enough to like make him go crazy. I don't know if that shows it in the GoPro footage or not. Second shot, I was like, he came in at like 35, and I was like, all right, I can smoke this deer. He was broadside too. So I drew back. Well, he came to me, and I drew back. Well, then I think he caught my movement. And so I was holding the bow for probably a good solid minute and a half. It seemed like forever, but that's why you practice holding your bow back. Just a little TSA there. Anyway, and then I was like, oh, I can squeeze the shot between these 2 tree limbs. Well, that was a lie. I hit the freaking tree limb. I heard it hit the tree limb, and then it freaking went into a tree, like right next to the buck. And the buck like looked at the tree and then like jumped back like 10 yards. And and then he walked a few more yards to my left, and his head went behind a tree, and I drew again. I'm like, last arrow, I gotta make this count. And I like held my breath, and like I said this morning from the Patriot, I was like, Lord, aim small, miss small. I was like, Lord, make me accurate. And I heard it whack. I watched the GoPro footage. I watched it whack him, and he fell down, and then he like hobbled off / ran off. So who the heck knows how good the hit was. It passed through, so that's a good sign there. Just not a whole lot of blood on the fletching. That's the only thing that I worry about a little bit, but it's all right. I was shooting the 125 Grizzly stick, the double bevel flame or silver flame XL, so hoping it did its job. But we're gonna fill it with gas, grab a bite to eat for breakfast, and head back to the woods. Well, a little update. It is 10:30 now. Still no deer. We followed his blood trail for about 10 yards maybe, 15 yards, and then it started drying up. So I have this dog tracking app, so I called a guy, and hopefully he's coming out soon. I hope we can get this buck. This is like the most nerve-wracking hunt I've ever been on. It's crazy how like Jeremiah's deer, he couldn't find his at first or something. They had to let him lay or something because they bumped him once. So but hopefully this guy comes out soon, we can get it hopefully this afternoon. I'm glad I shot it this morning, because if it was at night, it'd be really annoying. So hopefully I can get this guy out here soon. Well, it is with sad regret that the guy that was tracking him for me actually found the deer in his bed, and the deer got up and ran, and he said that the deer was running like it wasn't hurt too bad. He said it looked like it was a possible high shoulder shot. I'm really sad, because it's been a really emotionally roller coaster day. I'm at a loss of words for right now. I'm trying to regroup and think about what I want to do now. We thought about going after the deer, but he said that deer's going to be running for a while, and that it doesn't look like it would die, but if it did, it would definitely be a couple days before that happened. So I guess I'm just gonna gear up for a new hunt and just hunt a new spot, and I guess you just move on, I guess. I've never missed a deer. Not missed a deer. I've never been able to not find a deer before. So it's a wild morning for sure, but I guess the thing to do is go back in the woods and find a different deer, I guess. So that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully we see one tonight. We're gonna go to a different spot, because I've been walking all over the property, so I don't want to, you know, their deer are already spooked and stuff after us walking all over it. So I'm gonna go to a different spot for tonight, but gonna be back in the morning stronger than ever, and hopefully put one down. So we'll see.